I've made a decision. It's a decision that'll have repercussions throughout the rest of my life. It's a decision that risks alienating those closest to me, and it's a decision that changes my very identity. And I do it without apology. Some of you know what's coming. Some of you have probably figured out from the title of this video because it gives a lot away. But for the uninitiated, or the illiterate, I have changed my name. This seems like one of those decisions that has come out of nowhere. And to a lot of people that I've spoken to, it does seem like one of those decisions that I've literally just came up with on a whim. Why am I doing this? What's the motive behind it? And just how long have I actually been thinking about doing this? I changed my name because my old name was stupid. That's the honest answer. I've given other answers to other people in an attempt to spare their feelings, and it's not worked. And so the honest answer is my old name was daft. Principal reason here. It's not the only reason, there are other reasons, but it's as a consequence of that larger reason. My old name, for those of you who weren't aware or just didn't know what my surname was, I was formerly known as John Jeffrey Lewis. A lot of people don't tend to use their middle name, so that abbreviates to John Lewis. Some of you may have already spotted what the issue with that was. A lot of people will probably be saying that I'm quite petulant in that I'm not just putting up with that. With all due respect, you are not the people that have had to put up with it for the past 23 years. It is a fantastic drain on your patience, your tolerance towards people. Every time that they hear your name and they go, oh, it's like the shop. It is draining and it is exhausting, and I don't have to put up with it as a grown-ass adult, and I was sick of it. That was the principal issue. There is also a story behind how I got my name, which I don't know how accurate it is from my parents, but it's a good anecdote all the same, so screw it, I'm gonna tell it. Once upon a time, my parents conceived a child, and they were told by the hospital that I was gonna be a girl. So they intended girls' names, so they came up with a plethora of girls' names. So when I came out with a penis, it was a bit of a shock, and they very hurriedly had to think of a boy's name. They didn't have one ready because they weren't expecting a boy. My dad's name is Jeffrey John Lewis. So what they did was they took his surname, his middle name and his forename, and they swapped them around and gave them to me. I don't think it occurred to them at the time that they were naming me after a department store. I think it was an honest accident, and I don't blame them for it, but I am the person that has had to put up with that. I'm not saying that this is like, it has ruined my life, it has given me like psychological damage or anything like that. That would be ridiculous. But at the same time, it is something which I don't have to put up with, and as an adult I can change it if I so wish, and I have. But it was around about late August that I went about changing it. I decided, there were various names that I had in my head which I could use. I toyed around with the idea of going with something just completely different, but making that kind of a decision is mammoth. Literally just going, okay, what am I going to call myself out of any name in the universe is unbelievably difficult. So I decided instead I would keep it within the family, so I would just revert to my mother's maiden name instead. So my current name is John Jeffrey Mannion. I kept my middle name, and there's a perfectly good reason for that, because I am very aware how telling your parents that you've changed your name can sound. It sounds like you're trying to disown them, and it's not that at all. And I think when I told my dad, he wasn't happy. I knew he wouldn't be. I don't think many fathers would be particularly happy that their only son had changed their surname, because what's going on through your head, even though you're trying to reassure them that it's not the case, is that you've forsaken the family name, that you are disowning them in some way or something like that. It's not the case at all. So when I told my dad, he wasn't best pleased. I mean, he did say that he wasn't very happy at all, but if that's what you're gonna do, that's what you're gonna do. I can't stop you. But he said it in that tone of voice where I was like, I disapprove quite strongly of this. Perfectly fair. I completely understand. I didn't expect him to be okay with it. I've not done this for his approval. I've not done it for his disapproval either. It has nothing to do with him. A lot of people watching this as well will probably be like, oh, you're changing your name, yeah, you're gonna do it in a few weeks or something like that. This is my DPOL paperwork, and there's about 5 legal copies here for me to inform everyone I need to know. Banks, passports, everything. This has happened. This is past tense. This isn't something that I am coming to you guys or anybody else for approval for. This is something that I have done off of my own back and I've actioned because I think that it is the right thing for me to do personally, and it's something that I want to do. I'm not looking for anybody's approval in my life, or your guys' approval either. Frankly, no offence, but I'm not. This is something that I am doing completely off my own back, and bluntly, I don't care what people think about it. This is my decision and I'm standing by it. And that's just the end of it. I almost don't want to open this up to commentary because this isn't, without being funny, this isn't an interactive video as far as I see it. This is literally an infomercial. This is me letting you guys know something. I would like to hear, you know, what your opinions are. Thumb the video if this was a surprise to you. So I will see you guys next Saturday. Ta for watching.